हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल। आज मैं कम्युनिकेशन पार्टर सेकेंड पार्ट ही जानिबा। Need. Communication is as important in need for all the living beings as is food and shelter, and all living beings invariably communicate within their community, be it be it the evening call of the birds to return back to their homes, or barking of dogs in protest when a non-member enters their territory, or the dance of the honeybees to convey to other members where nectar can be found. For human beings too, this is a natural, individual and social need, as man is a social animal. No normal human being can exist in isolation, irrespective of his age, gender and interests. Then we go for communication process. Communication leads to creation of meaning that gets shared between the participants as a continuous cyclic process. What the sender shares with the receiver is knowledge or information based on his own individual experiences. What the sender understands as an outcome of those experiences is what he further convey to the receiver. So, one common functional definition for communication can be a cyclic process of sharing of experiences between two or more participants. This brings us to the process of communication, and the process of communication involves four basic elements: the sender S, the message M, the channel C, and the receiver R, what is also called the SMCR model of communication. The representation is given below. First round, encoding, interpretation, decoding, sender through message. Then decoding, interpretation, encoding, receiver, feedback, then message, then feedback, communication process. Channel may be language, mass media, gesture. The sender initiates communication by sending a message, and the receiver or the audience, user, are the one who receives it. Message is the actual content that the sender desires to convey, and the channel is the medium of conveying that message. Channel is the medium of conveying the message, can be mass media, language, gesture, body languages, signs, and symbols. When the sender sends a message through some channel to the receiver decodes that message in his brain, makes meaning out of it, and then encodes the response of that message in his mind and convey it back to the sender. This process of conveying back is called feedback, an important component in the process of communication. Feedback indicates understanding. While receiving the feedback, the sender becomes receiver and the receiver becomes the sender. Effectiveness. A communication is considered effective if it produces the desired results. For example, if a political leader through his speech is able to motivate the electorate to cast their votes, his communication may be termed as effective. Alternately, a child tends to take the warning or instruction of his parents or teachers seriously but will not listen to a stranger. His parents' communication to him is effective, but the latter is not. From both the examples, it is clear that it is the relationship between the source and the receiver that communicates. It is this factor that decides how the meaning would be interpreted at the receiver's end. Any communication is said to be effective if the meaning of the message interpreted by the receiver is the same as that desired by the sender. The effectiveness of the message would be clear from whether or what to extent any desired behavioral change is brought about in the receiver. This is also termed as feedback, which can be in words or actions, and feedback may be positive, negative, and neutral. Negative feedback: when an employee continues to come late toffees. Despite repeated reminders, it is a negative feedback. When a student makes all efforts to meet the assignment deadlines of a teacher, it is a positive feedback. Neutral feedback. When a voter does not exercise his right to vote, leave alone voting in favor of or against a political leader, then it is called a neutral feedback. Third part, barriers of communication will come soon.